You know, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to know that Baltimore is a great place. Hello, I'm Dr. Ben Carson, Professor and Director of Pediatric Neurosurgery at Johns Hopkins, and this is my Baltimore. The most important thing for a kid is excitement. All you gotta do is create an environment, an atmosphere that attracts them and that excites them. One could come to Baltimore on a field trip and spend the whole summer here. You know, we've got the National Aquarium. Not the Baltimore Aquarium, not the Maryland Aquarium, but the National Aquarium here, which has just incredible displays. And then, without even getting in a car, just walking around the harbor, you can walk over to the Maryland Science Center. Just all kinds of fascinating things, not only for kids, but for adults too. You know, the Baltimore Zoo is considered one of the best zoos in the nation. And the displays there and the environment that they have for the animals, absolutely outstanding. Those are the kinds of things that create curiosity in a kid. The Reginald Lewis Museum of African American History, one of the newest museums that's been added on the Baltimore scene, absolutely fascinating. The Blacks in Wax Museum, where they have just a fascinating history. They even have a figure of me that looks like a black Frankenstein, but it's still, you know, it's very, very interesting. I think one of the best things that anybody can do is improve the environment where they live. I was a product of a single-parent home. Was initially a pretty awful student with poor self-esteem and a horrible temper. But fortunately, with a very dedicated and hardworking mother who only had a third-grade education, she was able to limit my extraneous activities and direct me toward books. And you know, I went on to become a very excellent student. So one of the things that my wife and I decided a little over a decade ago is to start giving scholarships to students starting as early as the 4th grade. Part of the Carson Scholars Fund involves the establishment of reading rooms. And these are extraordinarily attractive places that no little kid would pass up. And initially they're doing it for the prizes. But it doesn't take very long before that begins to start translating into being a better student. The ideal was to give students from any background in any neighborhood the opportunity to excel and to be recognized for it and to be rewarded for it. You're not going to get anything out of a kid if you don't excite them. They'll be just sitting there, what's next? But, you know, when you can go into, you know, some of the places that we've talked about, and they can look up and they can see, you know, a 2-foot centipede from Venezuela, they get excited, as long as it's where it can't get to them. Nowadays, the average person lives to be about 80 years old. The first 20 to 25 years, you either prepare yourself or you don't prepare yourself. If you prepare yourself, you got 60 years to reap the benefits. If you don't, you have 60 years to suffer the consequences. And when you look at it that way, paying attention and preparing yourself, it's a pretty small price. If I could live any place in the United States that I wanted to, it would be here. Because I can live anywhere in the United States I want to, and I am here. It's just a wonderful place to be.